Welcome to my channel Limelight Leaks. Please share and subscribe and hit the bell icon for new updates. Robert Francis Prevost was born on September 14, 1955 in Chicago, Illinois. He is a famous American Catholic prelate, a member of the Order of St. Augustine, OSA, and a cardinal of the Roman Catholic Church. As evidence of his deep commitment to faith, service, and leadership, his life is characterized by intellectual rigor, pastoral sensitivity, and global outreach. From his modest upbringing in the Midwest to his substantial responsibilities at the Vatican, Prevost has always been devoted to the Church's mission of fostering unity, justice, and spiritual development. This biography details his life from childhood through his ordination, education, missionary work, leadership within the Augustinian order, and his prestigious positions as a cardinal and bishop. Chicago, known for its diverse population and strong Catholic community, was Robert Prevost's humble beginning. While he was a kid and a young adult, he internalized the post-UT ideals of community, religion, and education. The discipline and determination instilled in him by his parents had a significant impact on his professional path. As a young boy attending nearby Catholic schools, Prevost thrived intellectually and developed an early passion for religion and mathematics. Prevost finished his secondary education in 1973 at the tiny seminary of the Order of St. Augustine, a formative experience that strengthened his spiritual calling. He continued his education in 1977 after earning a B.S. in mathematics from Villanova University, a prestigious Augustinian university in Pennsylvania. In later years, his aptitude for reasoning and problem-solving would supplement his studies in canon law and theology. During his time at Villanova, Prevost was deeply affected by the Augustinian values of community, humility, and service, and he started to sense a growing pull toward religious life. In 1977, the year after he graduated, Prevost entered the novitiate of the Order of St. Augustine. He did not make his first vows until September 1978. He finished his theological training in 1982 with a Master of Divinity from Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. As part of his scholarly studies, he attended the Pontifical College of St. Thomas Aquinas Angelicum in Rome. His dissertation, which analyzed the role of the local prior in the Augustinian order, earned him the degrees of Doctor of Canon Law, 1987, and Licentiate in Canon Law, 1984. Thanks to his extensive intellectual background, Prevost was ready to take on the difficult administrative and pastoral duties that were ahead of him. At the age of 27, on June 19, 1982, Archbishop Jean Jadot ordained Prevost to the priesthood of the Augustinian order in Rome. Teaching, pastoral care, and administration positions were all part of his diverse career that began with his ordination. Not shortly after being ordained, Prevost was transferred to Chulucaspura, Peru, to serve as a member of the Augustinian mission. Through this position, he witnessed the challenges of missionary work in a low-income and unequal region up close and personal. During his time as Chancellor of the Chulucanas Territorial Prelature in 1985 and 1986, he gained valuable experience in church leadership and community service. Prior to his brief 1987 return to the United States, Prevost served as pastor for vocations and director of missions for the Augustinian province of Chicago. At this period, his capacity to organize and inspire faith was most apparent. In 1988, he went back to Peru and stayed for the next decade, before taking over the Augustinian Seminary in Trujillo and taught canon law at the Diocesan Seminary. Along with his duties as prefect of studies, parish pastor, and judicial vicar, he was also a member of the faculty of consultors for the Archdiocese of Trujillo. While balancing academic, administrative, and pastoral duties, he honed his abilities to foster spiritual growth in various groups. From 1999 till 2001, he was the Prevost Provincial Prior of the Augustinian province of Our Mother of Good Counsel in Chicago. His rule in the province was characterized by efforts to foster community life and encourage vocations. In 2001, he was appointed Prior General of the Order of St. Augustine, a global religious order that dates back to the 13th century. He was re-elected in 2007, and throughout his 2 6-year terms as abbot, guided the Augustinians through a period of renewal and worldwide expansion. Prevost visited Augustinian communities all throughout the world during his many travels as Prior General. His pastoral style and fluency in Italian and Spanish let him reach out to people of different backgrounds and discover answers to local issues. Using the Augustinian charism of community study, prayer, and service as an example, he emphasized the need of friars staying faithful to their traditions even as they adapt to contemporary circumstances. The Augustinians improved their formation, programs and worked toward social justice, particularly in neglected regions when he was in power. Prior to his 2014 appointment as Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Chiclayo in Peru, Pope Francis bestowed the titular see of Sufar upon the Prevost. On December 12, 2014, he was ordained a bishop at St. Mary's Cathedral in Chiclayo. The next year, on September 26, 2015, he was appointed Bishop of Chiclayo, a role he held until 2023. Prevost visited distant parishes and spent time with the poor when he was bishop. He served on the Permanent Council of the Episcopal Conference of Peru from 2018 to 2020 and was appointed to the commission in charge of culture and education in 2019. While in office in Peru, he further displayed his commitment to community service. During 2020 and 2021, Prevost triumphed over the challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic in his role as Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Callao in Peru. He was esteemed by both the clergy and the general public for his ability to sustain the Church and assist communities throughout this challenging period. His rising clerical authority was demonstrated by his 2020 appointment to the Congregation for Bishops and his 2019 appointment to the Congregation for the Clergy. On January 30, 2023, Pope Francis appointed Prevost to the powerful role of Prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops. Bishops from all throughout the globe are chosen and overseen by this office. Both the personal title of Archbishop and the presidency of the Pontifical Commission for Latin America were bestowed upon him. Prevost ascended to a position of considerable authority within the Catholic Church and played a pivotal role in shaping the global episcopate as a consequence of this appointment. He increased synodality, inclusivity, and pastoral sensitivity while serving as president of the dicastery, and created history by granting women the right to vote for bishops. On September 30, 2023, Pope Francis elevated Prevost to the rank of Cardinal Deacon and gave him the titular Church of Santa Monica degli Agostiniani in Rome. He was given the suburban diocese of Albano and the title of Cardinal Bishop in February 2025 by Francis. In accepting these honors, Prevost underlined Benedict XVI's desire for a more hospitable and compassionate church. He emphasized that bishops should serve as pastors rather than managers, and advocated for leaders who are close to their congregations and mindful of the Church's worldwide mission. During that period, Prevost served as the prefect. Augustinian spirituality, which Prevost's theology is based on, emphasizes community, humility, and the pursuit of truth. He has consistently supported Pope Francis's reforms, as mentioned in Fiducia Supplicans 2023, including the more liberal pastoral practice of allowing divorced and remarried Catholics to receive communion and the cautious acceptance of non-liturgical blessings for couples in exceptional circumstances. Conversely, he has stressed the need of cultural sensitivity in the interpretation of these teachings by local bishops' conferences. He was so committed to social justice that, as a Latin American leader and missionary, he battled for the rights of the poor and powerless. He is a member of the Synod on Synodality because he thinks the Church should listen to and talk to all of its members. His focus on interfaith cooperation and inclusivity is in harmony with his pastoral practice and missionary experience, despite the absence of evidence. Subordinates and superiors alike have complimented Prevost on his humility, sense of humor, and attentive listening abilities. According to Father Fidel Purisaca Vigil, a priest from Chiclayo, he is a joyful leader who remains grounded despite his responsibilities. His multilingualism and world travels make him a model of the Church's global outreach. Prevost has left an indelible mark of service throughout his life, from his days as a missionary to his current role as a cardinal, shaping the Church's future. His sudden ascent to popularity has led some Vatican observers to speculate that he could be a papabile, or a candidate for the popeship. His significant services to the Augustinian order, the Peruvian Church, and the global episcopate highlight his enduring significance. Even though his American citizenship and relative youth, 69 and 2025, could pose challenges in the conclave. The life of Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was one of great faith, intelligence, and service. He has served in a number of capacities, from lecturing in Chicago seminaries to visiting the Vatican in Peru, all the while remaining steadfast in his commitment to the faith. As a living embodiment of the Augustinian ideal of seeking God in fellowship and truth, his life and teachings serve as an encouragement to modern Catholics. Prevost, a symbol of global unity and pastoral leadership, continues to influence bishop nominations and advance Pope Francis's reform agenda.